Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to stay cool during a power outage or grid down situation. To me, living in Florida, this is probably one of the most daunting things to talk about or think about because it gets hot. And I'm not saying it doesn't get hot anywhere else, but the heat in Florida is a sticky, wet, miserable heat. So I want to make sure I have everything I can to be as comfortable as possible. Grid down during the summer will be miserable no matter where you are. Not even gonna lie, it's gonna be miserable. So I'm just gonna show you a few things today that I've kind of put together to give you some ideas to stay cool. And I have my little list here as well. So first thing, when the power goes out, if your air conditioner was on in your house, you might have 3-4 hours maybe of the coolness staying in your house. And then it will very quickly get miserable inside. Your house will turn into a sauna. It's gonna be hot, it's gonna be sticky, and you're not gonna be able to keep the doors and windows closed. So at that point, you're gonna wanna open the doors and windows. As soon as your house gets to an uncomfortable level where it almost feels hotter inside than you think it is outside, go ahead and open your doors and your windows. Hopefully you have screens so the bugs aren't getting in. I guess that's another thing to think about. Get some bug spray, get some mosquito coils, that kind of thing. But if you have ice, that's going to be your best friend. Hold on to as much ice as you can. If you still have the ability to drive to a gas station or somewhere that might have ice and you can buy some and then get back home and throw it in a cooler or throw it in your freezer, get as much ice as you can. And let's see, I'm just gonna go over these items here and then I'll go over my list. So this not little, it's kind of big. This fan here is battery powered. So it takes D batteries. So make sure you're stocking up on whatever batteries these things require. Got a bunch of D batteries. It also has a DC power plug. So I can plug this into my solar generator when the D batteries die. It's always good to have something that has multiple power sources. This is a good thing to have. I got a couple of these for probably 12 or 15 bucks. I think it was walmart.com that I got those. And then of course now I have to go into the solar generator. There are lots of things that you can use that require like USB charging, like mini fans and stuff. And so you want to have a way to power it. To me, the solar generator is the best way to go. I have solar panels for this. Of course, if you don't have a solar generator and you just have a regular gas or propane generator, that'll work too. It's just incredibly loud and eventually you'll run out of fuel. So I got my regular generator and then I have my solar generator. Backups and backups. So off of this little guy here, I'll be able to run my little deep freezer so I can keep my ice cold. I'll be able to charge up small devices like this. There's like a USB, yeah, it's on there. A USB connection there that can charge up a small rechargeable fan. This thing, I'll put a link down below to anything I got on Amazon. This thing works really well. There's 2 settings. See how powerful this is? And it feels good right now, even in the house. So having just a little handheld fan like this is amazing. I can charge it off of my solar generator, or if you can't do a solar generator, get these little battery packs. These things will charge and charge and charge. So 20 bucks, 25, 30 bucks, whatever these things are, will get you a good handheld fan. They also make these things obviously regular battery powered, so you don't have to do the USB. You know when you go to like theme park, Disney World, something like that, and everyone has those little handheld mister fans? It's like this, it's about the size of this, maybe a little bit smaller, but it holds water in it and it's a fan that shoots out water on you. Those would be a great idea. I think this brand right here, O2 Cool, makes them for like $12, somewhere around there, $10. That's a good idea to have. This is just a regular spray bottle. Just being able to mist your face sometimes will make all the difference in the world. And of course, if you're in a hot situation, you want to stay hydrated. So make sure, obviously, prepping 101, keep lots of water on hand. But you want to be drinking lots of water because you're going to be sweating profusely, and you got to replace that. When you sweat, you also sweat lots of salt out of your body, so you need to replenish those electrolytes. This is just kind of an example of a type of electrolyte. This is like Pedialyte. But potassium, magnesium, even adding a little bit of salt, just a little pinch of pink Himalayan salt to the water that you're drinking, helps replenish. Let's see what else I got here. Oh, yeah. I always have a hairband. I hate being hot. I hate the sticky feeling of your hair around your neck. If you're a woman or a guy with long hair, you probably can relate to this, that when it's hot outside, you got to put your hair up. So these are the world's best hairbands. I've shown them before. They will not break ever. Like, I've never broken one of these. I've been buying them for years. Hairbands. Something silly, something simple, just to get your hair out of your face and off your neck, because it's going to make you really, really hot. And this, I think this is probably one of the coolest, no pun intended, things that I've ever seen. It's called Fever Ease, and they're just little wet wipes like any other wet wipe, except that it has, where is it now? I think it's peppermint oil and menthol. So when you put this on your head, it gives you this instant cooling sensation. You can put it on your head, your face, your neck, but it gives you a really, really cool sensation. The only thing I would advise against, or just to be cautious, is when you're putting this on your forehead and then you're sweating, if that sweat gets in your eyes, it could burn. But look for these things. And if it's not this particular brand, just look for any wet wipe that's like a menthol, peppermint oil. Yeah, I think that's about it. Those kind of essential oils that will give you that cool feeling. They work really well. I brought these to Disney World when we went years ago. This thing I'll get into in just a second. I just bought this and I haven't tested it out yet. But on my list here, okay. A swamp cooler. Essentially one of those styrofoam coolers that you use for like 2 times and then they start falling apart. You put ice and water in it, and I've never made one. I've just seen videos on it, but there's a way that you can hook up like a small battery powered fan like this. I don't know, you'd have to get the right angle obviously, but even if you just have one of those coolers with ice and water in it and then put this thing on top of it, there's going to be cold air flowing out of the battery powered fan. It's like an air conditioner. That's essentially what this thing is. Here, I'll show you. And then let's see. Oh, a kiddie pool. So those, you know, they're like 4 foot wide or somewhere around there. Those little shallow pools that you could get during the summer and springtime. They're not very expensive, maybe $5. Probably with inflation now, they're $200. I don't know. They used to be really cheap, but one of those kiddie pools, if you still have water running, you know, you can fill them up with your hose water. Just to sit in, just to kind of put outside and like splash yourself with that water is going to be really refreshing. Put it in the shade if you can find a spot under a tree so that it's not heating up in the sun. And then when your house starts to get really, really hot, if you have, you know, the big box fans, they're not like this, they're the big regular size box fans. If you have a way to power those, such as a solar generator or your regular generator, put one in one window facing in, so it's drawing fresh air into your house, and then put another one in another window facing out, so it's sucking the hot air out. And it kind of just creates this circulation, so it's not stagnant hot air in your house. One facing in, one facing out. Of course, you have to have power to power those. Obviously, I already said the generator. Make sure you have fuel for your generator, whether it be gasoline or propane. If you have a solar powered generator, know how long it's going to last you and know how long it takes to recharge and how much sunlight you're going to need to recharge it. And then, clothing. If you're in your house and you can, wear as little clothing as you possibly can. Tank tops, shorts, but wear cool clothing. You know that Under Armour or Nike Dry Fit type sport material? That kind of stuff. Instead of cotton t-shirts that are going to make you feel even hotter, wear the kind of athletic type clothes. Or just, walk around your house in the nude if you're single. Do what you want. And then they make these sports towels. They're like cooling towels. They almost feel like a foam spongy kind of a material, but you soak them in the water, wrap them around your neck. I have not gotten those. I probably should, but to me they are advertised like they work really well, but I don't know, so I haven't tested them. If you have, let me know. When you get to the point of sleeping, everybody's body will naturally heat up when you get into the sleep process, which makes it even more miserable. And sleeping when it's hot and when there's no power is a miserable thing to try to do. Your mattress is going to heat up. Your mattress retains heat. Most every mattress these days has foam in it, memory foam, that just stores heat in it. So if you're laying on it, you're hot, you're just laying on something that is making you even hotter. So what I suggest, and as uncomfortable as it might be, just take a very thin blanket and lay it on your tile floors or your wood floors, or any kind of flooring that will kind of keep cool. You don't want to be on something thick, like a mattress or thick blankets or anything like that, obviously. Lay on the hard floor. It might feel good for your back for a little bit, but you'll be a lot more comfortable than laying on a mattress. I think that's about it. Oh, no. So when I was in high school, I ran track, and my coach always told us to put cold water on your wrists. And I don't know what or why, what the science is behind it. It's some kind of circulation thing. But if you take a wet rag or cold water and just put it on your wrists, somehow it cools your body or makes you feel a lot cooler faster. So cold water or wet rags on your wrist, and then on your forehead and the back of your neck. That's why it's so important to have a lot of water. And I think that's about it. I don't think I left anything out, but if you can think of things, any suggestion that you have, I am going to be very thankful for. So leave it in the comments down below. Hopefully the rest of you are reading the comments, because you guys always have amazing ideas that I would not have thought of, and it's so helpful. So last thing, let me just bust this open. It looks really cool on Amazon. They call it a portable air conditioner. It's basically a swamp cooler. And this was on some kind of like Amazon super sweet deal. So it was like probably $30, I want to say. But essentially, down here, you're going to put, you could just do water. It's just a little tray. You could just do water, or if you have ice, put ice in there too. And then this does need power. So there's a DC plug that comes with it. I'm gonna have to plug that into my solar generator or regular generator. There is not a battery option on this one, is there? No, there's no battery option on this one. I got it anyway because I wanted to test it out. But essentially, I'm not gonna do it right now. Actually, you know what I am? Yeah, I am. Hold on. Okay, might as well do a product review. So I got a cup of cold ice water. There's a little measuring thing right here that tells you the max level that you can put in. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in my DC power supply. And then I turned on my generator here, so that's gonna go right in the back. And then, let's just see. I gotta put my hair down so you can see it's actually blowing. It feels like a fan. Now, there's a little setting on here that will mist out water. Oh, wow. That's cool. I'm sure you couldn't see that, but just like a very light mist of water came out. I think I don't want that though. There's a light which is completely useless because it's like a LED light that's just gonna draw more power. Oh, you can, I don't know. Yeah, you can see it lighting down there. That's useless. How did I turn it off? Go away. There we go. It does feel cool. The air definitely feels cooler than just a regular fan. Is that light back on? There we go. This is nice and refreshing. So let's see, is there other modes? Oh, that's super power mode. I think just regular mode was powerful enough though. There's the mist. So yeah, it does feel very refreshing. Slightly colder than just a regular fan. So I think I like this one. I don't know how long this would run, but I'm assuming for a very long time because it doesn't draw very many watts. But this is something I would suggest. So I'll leave a link down below. I could imagine myself on a very hot, powerless night with this thing right by my bed or right next to me while I'm laying on the floor. Anyway, guys, leave your suggestions down below and can't wait to read them. I'll see you in the next video.